Hi everyone, good evening, good evening, good evening. All right, we couldn't do, so we're about to do it. I pray this works now because I've tested. Good. Hey bro, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Looks like it's working better this time.
Trust me, I'm excited because we'll
Good, good,
finally have
good.
to, we'll finally have to make this happen.
I know. So the last time that we tried to do this was 3 o'clock in the morning for me. So
Yeah,
I tried to stay awake so we could make it happen, but unfortunately, no. Maybe
yeah.
the Instagram doesn't want Nigerians to immigrate. I don't know.
No, it will never happen in Jesus' name. It will never happen. We
Let's
have
see.
to make
Let's
it work.
Yeah,
If Instagram doesn't want us to do it, we'll send it to Zoom.
yeah. We'll go to Zoom, but we'll go somewhere else. But we'll see how it goes. Yes,
All
indeed.
right. So I want you to quickly introduce yourself. But before you do that, guys, welcome back to Talks with Franklin Live on Instagram. I I definitely have been off because of a lot of things that happened in Nigeria. Everybody had to get their mental state back. And it's good that I'm coming back to you with something very interesting. So I know a lot of you have been looking for how to leave Nigeria, maybe go abroad, especially Canada. You want to school, you want to leave, and you want to work in Canada. Now, stop asking me. You have the right person in front of you, and he's going to be telling you how to do that. I know a lot of Nigerians hate documentation for everything that all the things you've been having issues with on how to get to Canada. I have the guy right now in front of me. He gets everything done for you as easy as possible. So, bro, I want you to quickly introduce yourself. Then I can ask you questions from what I have here.
It's good. It's good. Hi, everyone. My name is Best Agofure. I am a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. So I help people immigrate to Canada, and I'm authorized to do that by the government. So I I have a special practice as well, so I can help people come to Canada and also help people get into the province of Quebec, which is French territory, Canada. So my objective is to help make Canada your new home. I've been in Canada for 12 years. I uh, I speak English and French, so I'm able to help you in English. If you speak English, I'm able to help you if you speak French as well. So it's a good time with all of the unrest and all of the uh, riots and stuff that we've been having. I think come 2021 is a good time to start thinking about Canada.
All right. Um, So during the NSAS protest, while we're going about what we're doing in Nigeria during the COVID, we're still in the COVID period, but at least during when the COVID was really, we didn't know how a vaccine was going to come out. We heard this news about Canada expecting 1.2 immigrants by 2023. How true is that?
Yeah, it's true. So our population is we announced we're going to be allowing about 400,000 people into Canada every year for the next 3 years. So that comes to about 1.2 million people, a little more than that. The reason we want immigrants is Canada is a very unique country. So it is huge in terms of land mass, first of all. So when we look at land mass, it's at least 10 times the size of Nigeria, right? So
Yeah.
that's the landscape. But we only have about 37 million people. So we don't have enough people to actually occupy the entire territory. And our population is aging, and we need younger people to come in so we can contribute to the economic prosperity of Canada. So the retirement age in Canada is about 65. So we want, and Canadians usually have about 2 kids, 1 kid. Sometimes they decide not to have any children at all. So, of course, to be able to afford the social services that we have, the healthcare, the free education, the free healthcare, and all of this stuff that we enjoy that makes Canada really great. We need immigrants to be able to come in so they can work, of course. When you work, you pay taxes, and then we're able to afford these things that we enjoy, in the benefits that we enjoy in Canada. So Canada is have an ambitious plan to welcome 400,000 people every year for the next 3 years, and I like you guys to be one of those people. So
Okay, so 400,000. So let me pick a quota. Let me give let's say 2021. Let me take 50,000 of that quota for Nigeria.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So if I have 50,000 people that want to migrate to Canada from Nigeria in 2021, you can get 50,000 people into Canada in 2021.
Well, of course, they need to meet the Canadian requirements. They need to meet the requirement because Canada wants the 400,000 people, but Canada is also very strategic. They, like I said, the population is Asian, and they need people to come in, but it's people that are going to be able to contribute to the economic prosperity of Canada. So they're very strategic with the way the programs are set up. We have more than 80 immigration pathways to Canada, actually. And so the first thing is to look for which program is going to match the individual and try
Yeah.
and strategically place them in that position so they're able to be selected to immigrate to Canada. So yes, Canada will be taking in 400,000 people, and Nigeria is a very populated country. So I think lots of them are going to be Nigerians as well if they start working on the plan as soon as possible. So it'll be good.
All right, quickly. So what's the best and possible way, what's the fastest way to take advantage of this opportunity? Because it's an opportunity. They've said, okay, 1.2 million people between now and 2023, right? What's the best and fastest way to take advantage of this opportunity?
Yeah, so like I said, there's at least 80 immigration pathways to Canada, right? So the path that is for any individual will depend on that particular person's unique situation. But one
Yeah.
of the most common ways, though, that is very popular these days is called express entry, which essentially is an application management system with different programs embedded in it to help people that are workers abroad, that are skilled workers abroad to immigrate to Canada. Because like I said, the population is Asian. We need to continue the economic prosperity of Canada. So we're going to bring some people that already have a little bit of work experience, that are a little younger, come into the country, and so they can start working right away. So that would
Yeah.
be the fastest, I would say, because the processing time for that, if you're invited to come to Canada, would be less than 6 months, right? But of course, you need to know the requirements. You need to plan towards it so that you can be more effective in your strategy.
So, but which immigration pathway is the fastest?
So for most Nigerians, because it depends on the country that the person's from, it depends on your situation. For most Nigerians, you'll be express entry. So express entry is, I guess I'll just explain it a little bit so it makes a little bit more
Yes.
sense. So in 2015, January 2015, actually, we developed a new immigration system, which is called express entry. So express entry, if you think of it like an umbrella, right? And we have 3 programs under the umbrella to help people immigrate to Canada. So express entry is the way the application is going to be managed. So we have 3 programs under that. We have the Canadian Experience class, we have the Federal Skilled Worker class, and we have the Federal Skilled Trades class. So for the Canadian Experience class, it's for people who have experience working in Canada. And because most Nigerians already live abroad, they don't have that Canadian experience. So there goes that program. They can apply through that. And then we have the Federal Skilled Trades program, which essentially is for jobs like being a carpenter, like for trades, like being a plumber, being a welder. And that is, lots of people are also not interested in that. So that leaves the Federal Skilled Worker program, which most Nigerians would qualify for. And essentially the requirement is, it's very simple. It's you have a minimum of 1 year work experience. You speak okay English, like good English, like at least intermediate to advanced level. Nigerians are very fortunate because English is our first language, of course, which Canada, one of the languages here is English. So they'll be able to pass an English exam because you have to prove that. And so that program, you need 1 year work experience essentially. And of course, you're living abroad at this point. And most Nigerians have that 1 year experience from probably NYSC anyway. So they already have that 1 year experience. So lots of people, that would be the fastest way for them. And if they speak good English, of course, we can use that to make that application for Nigerians. But most Nigerians come to Canada through the express entry program.
Wow. So for someone like me, can't I just get my bag, get her to the airport, and just, since I know you, when I get to the airport, I'll just stretch my hand and say, I'm here, please. You need to do
Come pick
something.
you up. Yeah, so I think immigration, a lot of people get it confused and they think it is an overnight business. They want to come. I've had clients contacting me saying they want to come to Canada next month, or they want to come to Canada as soon as possible, or even this year in 2020, right? Immigration takes time. It takes planning. You need to strategically, you need to know what's going on, what the program is like, the reason the program is actually there, and what Canada is trying to achieve.
Yeah.
It's true that Canada wants a lot of people, but we don't want just anybody, right? We have different programs for a lot of different people. But when we look at the economic program, like an economic program like Express Entry, they are trying to replenish the workforce. It means if you're younger and you're properly educated and you speak good English, the program will be for you. So I know Nigerians that, of course, for everything you say you have for Canada, you have to prove it. For example, you say you have a degree, like you're educated. We want to get proof that you actually have that through an evaluation or transcript and stuff like that. If you say you can speak good English, you want to be able to do a test like the IELTS test, so we can know that you actually can speak English. If you say you have work experience, we want to know about the work that you did. What type of work did you do? Were you, a lot of Nigerians, they call themselves manager of this, manager of that, but at the end of the day, they weren't actually managers, it's just a title. So we want to know, regardless of the title, what did you actually do for that job, right? So if you put all this together, we're able to apply for the Express Entry program. The reason the Express Entry program is popular, the ideal candidate for an Express Entry program application would be somebody who is less than 30, for example, somebody who has a postgraduate education, like a bachelor's, a master's, and somebody who's worked for a couple of years, okay? If you put those three together, it is a great recipe to have enough points to immigrate to Canada, because Canada Express Entry system is a point-based system. That's how it was designed. So we give you points for different things. Like, okay, well, you have an education, we'll give you points for that. You speak good English, we'll give you points for that. And we total all these points together, and we'll give you a score. And the score is called the CRS score, which is like the Comprehensive Ranking System score. And so the government will put all of these candidates into a pool with other candidates. And then the government, every time they make a draw, they would select the score that they need, and they will invite people based on that minimum score. So if you think of JAM, for example, I don't know how JAM works anymore, it's been forever. But if you think of JAM, you have a cutoff score, and then the university would say, okay, this is our cutoff score. And if you meet that score, you get that admission. That's a big idea, right? So that's how the Express Entry system is. You get points for different things that you have, and then we invite you. Now, the scores could go up or come down at any point because the government decides the score. Right now, I think we just had invitation for 469 points, but that doesn't really mean anything to you guys at this point, but we give you points for scores, and you can do things to increase your score, and some things can also bring your scores down as well. So we want to be strategic in making sure we have the right score so we can get invited.
It's like a law exam when you go to law school. Let's say you have 10, you have maybe 5 courses in law, or is it 5 or 6 in law school? So they mark everything based on the one you scored the least.
Aye, that's great.
So that's how it works?
No, so we have a total score of, say, about 1,200 scores, right? Okay. And you get points for different things, like, say, something called a provincial nomination, for example, with 600 points, for example. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people don't have that. So if somebody has, say, a postgraduate degree, they get 100 and something points, and they speak good English, they get some points, and we add all those together. Mm-hmm. For somebody who has a master's and 3 years work experience in good English, they would have at least 450 points, 460, 470. And the government right now is inviting at 469. So you would have met the cutoff score anyways. Yeah. So, but if you decide, if you only have, say, an OND or something that is a little lower, like a high school diploma, for example, like the WAEC level, of course, your points are going to be lower than somebody who has a bachelor's. Yeah. And then the master's is going to have more points than a bachelor's, and then we'll have the PhD. The trick there is you get the maximum points up until your age 29. And mm-hmm. after that, you start losing some points every year on your birthday. That's the gift we give to you as Canada. We reduce your points. So is it worth it to go do masters and lose some points for age? Or what are you going to do? What is the plan? So that is why we like to have a conversation with the client to understand the unique situation, to understand which strategy they should go with, right? Because there's no one size fits all solution for everybody. Yeah. But the idea then is if you have a master's, you have a few years work experience, and you speak good English, you should have enough points to immigrate to Canada come 2021.
All right. So let's digress a little bit to one very, very important part of a man's life, right? Which is money. So I've heard people complain that moving to Canada is expensive. So my question to you is, are there more cheaper or more affordable ways to migrate to Canada? What are the more affordable ways to do that?
First of all, the question of things being expensive, I think, of course, that's relative. Of course, something that's expensive to one person might not be expensive to another person, so we can start there.
Affordable.
But in general, I think the terms of cost, we want to look at two things. What is it going to cost you to immigrate to Canada? What is it going to cost you if you don't immigrate to Canada? Because a lot of people just focus on the cost to go, but they don't really think about what it would cost them if they stayed behind. Okay,
Yeah.
the opportunity cost. Canada is not for everybody. I understand that, right? And things are in everything in life. You have to. Everything will cost you, right? So even if you're breathing in air, to breathe in new air, you have to give up the old air that you have in your system. So
Definitely.
So at the end of the day, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was asking. He has 5 kids, right? 5 kids.
Yeah.
And he has triplets and then 2 other kids as well. So it's 5. And I said, out of curiosity, how much does it cost you to send these kids to school? And he's like, just this semester alone, he spent ₦1 million, right? To send all 5 of them
1
to
million.
school. 1 million for the 5 children. And I didn't even ask what the quality of education was because I don't have an idea of what type of schools these are. But 1 million for 1 term. And I understand it's 3 terms in Nigeria for the year, right? So that's 3 million estimate for the year. So I say, okay, well, that's great. How much do you think it's going to cost you by the time these kids are done university? Because if you want them to have great education up until university, what do you think that's going to cost you? And he just went silent, right? Because he was thinking, at least that's in my head, it's going to cost at least 20 million to raise your kids up until university. In Canada, education is free, right? And it's one of the best educations you can have. Like I studied in Canada. I did part of my high school in Canada. I did university in Canada. And I understand that the system is like, to Nigeria, is like night and day, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I would say about cost is think about what it will cost you to be stuck in traffic, how much hours you lose every year to be stuck in traffic, you not being at peace if your kids go outside and you're waiting for them to come in desperately because you're worried about their own security, safety issues. There's a lot of things that cost you that people don't talk about. So we shouldn't just focus on just the monetary aspect of what it costs you to immigrate to Canada. We should also be thinking about what it will cost you if you don't. But now back on price, because some people are wondering about how much it actually costs at the end of the day. So in Canada, we have something called a settlement fund. Essentially what this is if you're trying to immigrate to Canada, you want to have enough money to immigrate. The government requires you to have some money in your bank account to immigrate to Canada. And it depends on the amount of the family size that you have. If you're just one person, if you a husband, wife, and some children, whatever it is, right? So I'm just going to use an example for one person, for example. So for one person, you need to have about $13,000, which is about 4 million naira, right, in your account. And this is not money you necessarily spend. This is money the government wants you to have in your account to show that you can take care of yourself when you arrive in Canada. It is the amount to take care of yourself for a period of 6 months. Okay. Now, when you come to Canada, you can get lucky, of course, and get a job the next day. But let's be realistic. You might not get a job the same day you arrive. So that's where they're hoping that 4 million naira that you have can take care of you until you're able to settle in, rent an apartment and look for a job. So that's what it is for. But there's also a province in Canada called the province of Quebec. And Quebec doesn't require you to have 6 months worth of the amount. They want you to have 3 months worth of that amount. But Quebec, actually, this French people that live in Quebec is predominantly French people. And so they require you to have 1 million naira in your account compared to 4 million for the General Express Entry program. So Quebec could be a cheaper, more affordable option because it's a different type of program. It's not relating to the Express Entry in any way. And we can talk about that in this series as well. But the affordable option, the most affordable option, in my opinion, would be Quebec program. But Express Entry, of course, it's you still need to have the money for that. Either way, you need money to settle in Canada. Does that help?
Okay, so yeah, but you see, I know that we are going to have this session again tomorrow.
Right.
A lot of things that we've spoken about right now, we're going to find a way to kind of break it down, you know, make a lot of people understand it deeper. There are a few questions that have been asked on the comment section. I'm taking down notes of a few. If we cannot take the questions today, we'll take it tomorrow because this is an interesting topic and we want everyone that is watching, tag someone to this. Tomorrow, we are going to come back again tomorrow to continue this conversation. But I have like 2 or 3 more questions for you while we need to touch up a few things. Then we'll take questions because a few people want to ask questions. We cannot take all the questions, like I said, we can do it tomorrow. So now, you know the Niger way, right? An agency will tell you, I can get you to Canada, they will take your money, they will toss you around, you get frustrated. You know, a lot of people, because they cannot, that has happened to them, they become very, very frustrated. You know, they get depressed and all of that. Now, my question is, many people have been defrauded, right? By fake agents. Do we need an agent? If we do, how do we identify one? Because it's very important. You see, when you go to Lagos Island, for those of us that live in Lagos, when you go to Lagos Island to go and buy stuff, now when you get there are guys that don't have shops, right? Oh, let me use a better illustration. Okay, you know Ikeja. Ikeja, there's a place they change money in Ikeja. If you go there are a lot of guys that stand and they're changing money. If you are not smart, they'll give you $50 worth of Naira for $100. I don't know how that happens. So, but also we know that there are certified people that do money exchange. So now, there are a lot of these people that are available. The fake ones, unfortunately, are available to the kind of people that that really want to travel, right? But the licensed agents, because of they are so soaked up in their work, we never see them everywhere. And speaking to you, because before I had to talk to you, it was a proper. We did, you know what we had to do. A friend said, you know, I know this guy. The other friend said, I know this guy. Okay, I trust him. That this is, and we've gone through different conversations. We had different conversations before we got here. And fortunately for me, I have a friend who works with the Canadian government. He's currently watching this live, right? And if you had said anything off, or maybe he suspects that you are not the right agent to make this happen, I'm sure he would have said something. He's watching the live. So how do we identify the right agent to get us to Canada?
It's a great question. I've gotten so many phone calls of people that consult with me and they've lost millions, 3.5 million. They've been defrauded so much, and it's painful. And the reason this even happens too is Nigerians, some of them are superstitious people. So they don't share their immigration plans with anybody at all. They do things in secret until they've lost money. That's the only time they come out and they say, oh, I lost this money with this fake agent and stuff like that. And so I'm not trying to judge anyone's beliefs of sharing information with people or not, but Nigerians keep things to themselves when it comes to big moves like immigrating to Canada. Until they get to that airport, they start taking pictures when they get to the airport. They don't tell anybody anything until they've lost money. And so that means people get defrauded in silence. They fall into the wrong hands in silence. So this is your future. You want to take it seriously. It's your money too, and it's earned. I know earning money is not easy, right?
Yeah.
So you want to take things a little more seriously and stop trying to look for cheap ways and free ways and stuff like that, because some people can just tell you, oh, I can help you get to Canada, go bring 4 million, and they will go look for that 4 million and give it to them in secret, and then they lose all 4 million. So what I do with my clients originally is I always do an initial consultation with the client to understand what the unique situation is and how I can help them, if I can help them. And if I can't, you got to be honest with the client and say, hey, I actually can't help you. I don't see which ways will work for you, because you have to be honest with the client. But in looking for a real agent, Google is your friend, okay? Clients want to go to, they want to type ICCRC, which is the regulatory body for immigration consultants, and look up the agent's name, okay? You just search their name out, look at, ask the agent for his license number, and look it up. Look for the name.
I want you to start that again.
Okay.
The agency that is in charge of all licensed agents, right?
Right.
What's their name?
It's called ICCRC.
ICCRC.
Yeah, so they can just put that on Google.
Okay.
ICCRC. They're searching for a consultant, right? So you can go there, you can put my name on there. Best I go through, I'm going to show up right away. Okay. And it's going to show my status as active, because the person needs to be active. Because some people have lost their license. Some people have been disbarred, if you want to think of it that way, right? Some people have been suspended because they were doing something ridiculous with other clients, and they get suspended or put on probation or whatever it is. So you want to make sure the person is on that list, one, and also the person is active. And that is how you can tell if the person has a license for Canada. Now, for Quebec, for example, there's another database for Quebec, right? You need to go into a website called MIFI. MIFI is in French, is Ministère de l'Immigration, Francisation et Intégration. So it's like the body that helps people immigrate to Quebec. And you can also do the same thing and search the person's name, maybe ask for their license number, and see if they're active, right? I am active for both. I believe I'm the only Nigerian with a Quebec license, actually. I don't think there's any other Nigerian with that license at this point, because you need to be with French speakers to be able to have that license, and I speak English and I speak French.
So hold on 1 minute. So you can actually help both French-speaking people to get into Canada.
Exactly.
So you're the only Nigerian that has that license.
Yeah, I believe so. I can help people.
Okay, so I want you to speak some French for us. Just say something in French. Please don't curse at us.
To understand. They won't be able to understand.
Okay, just say something and then I transcribe it in English. Okay, just say something like, I'm the only Nigerian that has that license, right? Both French speaking and English speaking license in Canada.
Well,
so just say it in French. Let's hear.
You can say it in different ways, but I can say, je suis le seul consultant d'immigration qui peut aider les gens à immigrer au Québec. So I said I'm the only consultant that can help people come to the province of Quebec. Of course, I'm the Nigerian one. Of course, there's other people that on that list that are from different places around the world. But well, I speak French, I speak English, and I can help people get into Quebec. I can help people get into Canada. So the Quebec market is a little different. I think in our next episode, we'll probably talk about Quebec as well, so people understand the difference between the Express Entry program and the Quebec program. But it's very interesting market as well. I think it's just really nice to be able to live in a province like that and talk to different people in a language that's not yours. It takes a while to adapt, but Canada is huge, and the culture is just, you go to a different place and it's like night and day from the other place. And so you can live in most places and just really learn something new for sure. So I really like it. But if people are trying to get into Quebec, they need to be careful, because some of the application process is in French, obviously, and you want to have somebody who is able to understand the law and be able to help you, right? So it's something to think about for sure.
All right. So I know there's a lot for us to cover, but I want to someone asked a question before you tell us about your services, more about your services. Someone asked a question, and I'll not want us to drag this session, so that we can regroup and then do it again tomorrow, because everyone that is here, when you're coming tomorrow, please bring 2 or 3 or 4 people, because we need as many people as possible to come and hear this, because it's very important. Someone asked the question, he said, can I go as a skilled worker?
Yeah, so the program we're talking about is a skilled worker program, actually. So like I said, The Express Entry program is an application management system, right? And we have 3 programs under that. 2 of them, Nigerians really don't look at too much, because one of them is a Canadian experience class, which is for people who have work experience in Canada. Nigerians don't qualify for that. If you live abroad, you obviously don't have Canadian work experience, else you would be here right now. So Nigerians don't apply for that. And the other one is a little more complicated. It's the Federal Skilled Trade Program. It's for like welders, carpenters, plumbers, people in the trades, electricians and stuff like that. So Nigerians really don't look into that, which leaves only one program that Nigerians respond to the most, which is the Federal Skilled Worker Program. And the requirement for that, to qualify under that, is just to have a minimum of 1 year work experience, just 12 months, continuous 12 months, not you do 3 months here and then you break and you go do 4 months somewhere else. No, it's just a full 12 months, and you speak good English, and you have a postgraduate degree, like a bachelor's or master's. Of course, a master's will be better than a bachelor's in terms of points, right? The more you have, the better. So somebody who's less than 30 and they have a bachelor's or they have a master's and they have at least 1 year work experience, then they qualify for the Express Entry program, right? So that is a skilled program, and this is skilled immigration is the most popular immigration pathway. There is, of course, at least 80 ways to come to Canada, but a skilled one is one of the ways that people want to look at. So most Nigerians already have that work experience from NYSC, okay? Because it is a mandatory requirement to do that service after 1 year, right? For 1 year after graduate. So most of them have it. Some of them are working for a few years. So we take all that experience, we put them together, and we get your degree, and we use that to apply for the Express Entry program, or if they qualify for Quebec as well, we're also looking to Quebec as well. So that's what the skilled program is.
Okay, so for someone like me, okay, I've been to Winnipeg, I've been to Calgary, Toronto, I've been to Calgary, Winnipeg, Toronto. I've been to like 5 cities in Canada.
You didn't go to Vancouver?
I've been to Vancouver. I've been to, which other one? I know there are some popular ones.
You got to visit Montreal.
I went to Montreal. So Winnipeg, Montreal, Vancouver. So I went to like 5 cities. So it was quick.
Which one is your favorite?
I think I like Winnipeg because they were young.
Winnipeg.
I met a lot of, I like Winnipeg because, so there were a lot of younger people in Winnipeg. I think is concentrated with a lot of young Nigerians that are schooling, right?
Okay.
So we had a lot of fun, from when they picked us from the airport. It was really, really nice,
Okay.
So for someone like me that have traveled to Canada and been to all these cities, would there be like a waiver, kind of? Because I've been into Canada and I left. Would there be like, is there something, are there waivers that you can have?
Not necessarily. I mean, you can always visit. We're always welcome you to come visit and come see Canada from a visitor permit standpoint, like a visitor visa standpoint. It will be easier for someone like you to, of course, like apply for a visitor visa and come, because you've been here before. You respected the terms and conditions when you were here. It's not like you visited and then you tried to apply for refugee status or anything crazy, or you started working. You just visited and you respected the terms and you went back. So next time when you want to come back to Canada, we're going to welcome you back with open arms, because you've respected our terms so far. But when it comes to the Express Entry Skilled Worker Program, we're just really trying to determine one thing. Are you a skilled worker? Do you have some skills that we need? Because our population is Asian, our fertility rates is low, and we need immigrants to come in and contribute to the economic prosperity of Canada. So for that particular program, we don't want just anybody. You either meet the conditions or you do not. It has to be worth our while too, because yes, Canada is loving, yes, we want to welcome people, but it's also an investment for us, right? If you think of it as a business, we want people that can come help us out as well, so we can grow our population and grow our economy. So it's always a matter of seeing which program will work best for the person, because you're trying to align yourself with Canada's objective. Right? Yes. Of course, Canada still does humanitarian work all abroad, to bring in refugees and humanitarian and compassionate grants. We have family immigration, but someone can bring their spouse to Canada and, bring their kids or their parents and grandparents. We have all of that. But when we look at the economic immigration program, we're really trying to help our economic prosperity. So we want people that have some work experience and people that can contribute to our economy. That is why when we give points for the age, for example, the maximum points for age, you start losing points after 29, because your retirement age is 65. You can retire 60, 65, up to 70. So we want people that can at least work for a period of time. You know, when they work for a period of time, they're able to pay taxes, and we can use some of this money to pay for the services that we enjoy in Canada, like the free education that we have, like the free healthcare that we have. They're not just people that are just going to be taking and taking, more people that actually can work, because we have some jobs that we've not been able to fill in Canada, at least 500,000 jobs from last year. That is not just lost opportunities, but it's also lost in revenue in terms of the government generating people making money, but also people paying taxes. So if you think of 500,000 jobs and taxes that we've lost, that we didn't get, that's money that is not being put back into the system. So we want people to come in, take some of these jobs, right? And be able to pay taxes so we can continue to enjoy the things that we enjoy, right? So that's part of the reason. Like, you know, right now during the COVID, lots of Canadians got 2,000 Canadian dollars every month. That's about 500,000 naira, 600,000 naira. I don't know. Let's say 600,000.
Yeah, so like maybe that's about 650, 700. You know, thereabout.
Right. So it's which it could be a lot of money for some countries, right? But we're able to afford it. But that doesn't mean somewhere in the future we shouldn't pay this money back, right? Because meaning we need people to come in, work, and pay taxes. Because the people we're taking care of, the older people, the Asian population, they still have their free benefits. They still have their free healthcare, but they're not working anymore. But they're taking their pension. Now they're taking whatever amounts that is owed to them, right? Because they've been of service to Canada for so many years. So we need people that are a little younger. Of course, if someone is older, for sure, there's always there's programs for everybody, right? If Ubi, the way you've been asking questions about Canada, it sounds to me like you're interested in moving here at some point. I don't know, but if you are,
Who knows? Who knows? You know.
Yeah,
It's become very interesting from when I started talking to you, and also having the conversation here, because you know that this conversation is not just you and I. There are a lot of people involved in the conversation. There are over 250 people watching us, and they're listening to what we are saying. So it becomes very interesting, right?
Right.
So for someone like me, right, I love to be in the place and make impact, right? So if I want to move, I'm moving to go and make impact, you know. So and I believe it's the same thing for a lot of Nigerians that want to move. But I have one question for you.
Right.
Before we close this session, so we can continue tomorrow.
Right.
And tomorrow, with a lot of things you've said, I know where my questions are going to come. From a Nigerian young boy point of view, I know where my questions are going to come from. So, someone asked something. He said, "Immigration to Canada does not favor Nigerian trained medical doctors and dentists. Why is that?"
So, and that's a good question, because I've seen so many people. So, first of all, when you come into Canada, it depends on the role that you've done in the past. So if you were a doctor before, a dentist, or a teacher even, you have to come into Canada and get recertified, because we don't know who trained you. We don't know what methods you were trained with, because every country have a different standard, right? I'm not saying the Canadian way is better than any other country's way. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to understand what you've learned, and you need to show us what you know by passing some of our licensing exams, so you can get back into the workforce, right? Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't favor Nigerians, but some people just expect that they just immigrate and boom, they're already in heaven and they just start becoming a doctor. You don't understand the tools that we use, the technology that we use. Of course, there's going to be some training, some recertification process, for example, right? So that is where that's where there is the gap, right? Because people have this huge expectation that as soon as they come to Canada, they're going to be doing exactly what they were doing before. And in one of our series, we're going to talk about working in Canada and what to expect when you first arrive in Canada, because people have too much expectation about this abroad. Abroad is still real work. You still got to come here and still adapt and still contribute and still work. But some people just think the moment they arrive at the airport, that's it. But that's not how it is. If you were lazy in Nigeria and you weren't making good money, you were lazy, if you come here with that same attitude, you would also be poor. There's people that live abroad that are still poor. There's people that live here 20 years, 30 years, and they still have nothing to show for it, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about understanding the system And that's what we're going to be talking about over the series, right? Understanding the system and how you can go further. Because the reason we come abroad is not to come here and be lazy. We come here so we can do better for ourselves and for our families, right? So we wanna know that. But yes, you can't, to answer your question, you can't just come here and just be a doctor right away. No, you have to go through some of the training and some of the certification process, and then. But Canada is a loving country. It doesn't matter where you're from. Okay, you can be from Iran, you could be from Nigeria, you could be from Ghana, and Canada will treat you fairly. It's a very multicultural country, but you need to learn how the system here works, and you need to learn how you can contribute. Because
Okay, I also understand that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I lost you for a bit, but go ahead.
Okay, so I also understand that as much as we're having this series, which is very interesting, a lot of people find it very educating. I also want to know that on Saturday, we can move, if we have the conversation tomorrow, we can move a lot of people on a Zoom one-on-one conversation. Are you going to do that? Where
Yeah,
people
so
have, people have specific needs that you want to tailor some things to them, so
yeah,
they can pay your consulting fee, and then you have that conversation with them. Is that possible, like on Zoom?
yeah, yes, of course, because there isn't immigration. There isn't a one size fits all solution for everybody.
Okay. I don't want us to break that ice. So if you want to
Right,
hear that, come
right,
tomorrow.
right.
Come tomorrow. We'll have that conversation with you on how you can have a one-on-one conversation. You can ask your general questions, but we know that there are questions that you don't want to ask here. You want to ask best directly on Zoom.
Right.
Where it sends you a Zoom link. You guys are having a conversation, and we'll do that. We'll have more about that tomorrow. Best, I want to say thank you for coming on the show. But if
Thank you.
there's something you really wanted to say on this particular segment before we continue tomorrow, I'd like you to say it, then we can. Someone said
I
they're interested in the Zoom, so yeah. So if there's
yeah,
something you wanted to say on this particular segment before
right.
tomorrow, I'd like you to say it so we can close on today.
Right. Tomorrow, I'd like us to talk about the province of Quebec, right? Because it's an interesting province. It's a French territory of Canada. And I think it also favors our people, Nigerians as well, because some people get stuck in that age bracket of being less than 29, being less than 30, and some people older than that. And Quebec could be a good option as well. And of course, we have a consultation going on to talk to our clients one-on-one. And you can go to our website at tofinoimmigration.com to book a consultation. The webinar for Saturday is, we got a lot of people on Zoom, just talking to them. They just have to sign up. It's only 5,000 naira. It's not expensive. People come on Zoom. We can have a one-on-one question. I can answer their questions a little better. But if they want that one-on-one consultation, they can also book that as well. So let them head to our website and see the options available for services, so they can go either book the webinar for 5,000 naira or book the consultation fee. Right now we have a promotion going on anyway, so they can take a look at that. But I'm excited to talk about Quebec tomorrow because it's different from the Express Entry program, and they will be able to learn a lot as well. So, and I see one comment here. Someone talking about Canada being so cold. Yeah, you never really get used to that. You never get used to the weather ever.
Wait,
I'm still not
yeah.
used to
If
it.
anywhere you go, you can get used to the weather. It depends on how you are.
I've been here for 12 years, and I I just don't get used to it, right? It's not like you're gonna stay outside all the time. Of course,
Yeah,
you have a home and you have a car with heated seats and heated steering wheel, and you're warm. You'll be good. But a lot of time people complain about the cold is because they don't dress properly. They dress like they're in Nigeria, and
yeah.
they see the sun shining outside and they think it's warm, but it's not. You have to still
One of
still dress up.
one of the worst times for me was I went to Minnesota in America. This is not Canada. I went to
Right,
Minnesota,
right,
and then I was coming from Houston. Houston was a little bit warm, so
yeah,
we're flying to Minnesota. So
right,
I got out of the airport, and listen, when nobody needs to tell you what's up, right? Bro, I
yeah.
went back into that Minnesota airport. I walked round the airport looking for something to wear. If
It's
not, I
crazy,
couldn't come out because it was really, really, really freezing. You
right?
understand?
Yeah,
So, like, people need to understand. Even in London, I hate going to Manchester. If I go to the UK, I hate going to Manchester. Manchester is really, really cold.
Right.
you know. But you see, as much as you can fix it when you dress well, right? You
Right.
come out from the car. It's not like you're just walking on the street. You come out from the car, get into maybe the mall or wherever you are, and then
Right.
So it's really Minnesota is ice cold.
Right.
I think there's a city like that in Canada. There's like the
Montreal
is
is
it
pretty
Vancouver?
cold. Montreal
Where?
is Montreal
Yeah,
is pretty cold.
Montreal. Montreal is
Uh,
really cold.
when I first went there, I had a jacket that was a winter jacket in Calgary, and it worked fine for Calgary. When I got to Montreal, I had to buy a new jacket because that didn't work anymore, and it was so cold that I just couldn't believe it, right? And it's the same country, right? The country is just so vast, like it's just huge, and the temperature is different everywhere. British Columbia, Vancouver, where you visited, is one of the warmest parts in the winter. So
Yeah.
it would rarely snow there. There's lots of rain, but I'll take rain over ice and over snow,
Yeah.
right? So British Columbia is like the warmest part if you were wondering which part of the country is warm. But Saskatchewan is really cold. Winnipeg, we even call it Winterpeg. Winterpeg, man, is snowball because it's just really cold all the time. And Montreal is cold as well. So, but I think the snow is part of the fun, right? I mean, if you come to Canada, you don't experience winter, you don't experience snow, you don't play with the snow. You're not in Canada yet, so I think it's a blessing. But you never get used to it. People think you get used to it and it's all good, but you'll have to always dress up, for sure.
Someone said, Ubi, we know you've been everywhere. You just want to throw it in out. Listen, I've traveled. I've really traveled.
Right.
I always say this. I've traveled within America more than even people that were born in America that lived in America for years.
Right.
I've been.
Ubi just trying to show off to you guys, by the way.
I'm just trying to let you guys know that
off.
it's possible.
That's what's going on.
It's possible. Right. It's possible.
Right.
So, Best, I want to say thank you so much for coming. So tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Right.
9 p.m. Nigerian time, we'll go again, guys. Get ready for tomorrow's segment. That will be really interesting. We'll go deeper. Today we just touch a few things, to make sure we just build the foundation. Tomorrow we'll start, fixing the blogs until we finish up something. I believe that by the end of this series, we'll have a lot of people that will understand going to Canada properly, and all of you will understand that Best is ready, to help you with as much advice as possible. And you know that if Best does anything to you that you don't like, report him to me. I'm putting myself, right?
Say yes, principal. Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, because I know you're not going to mess it up, right? So trust me,
they're in safe hands.
For a fact that the person that vouched for Best, right? I can vouch for him till tomorrow, next tomorrow, in 1 million years to come. So I know that he will not hang around. So Best is really certified. Like he said, you can go and check him out. Make sure that you check him out and see what he's about. Check his Instagram and everything, and then we'll do it all over again tomorrow. Thank you so much.
For my Instagram, our website is on there, so they can go on the website.
Yeah, you can check his Instagram. So if you're live, you can see it here. Tofino Immigration.
Right, so they can go on there, check it out.
Tofino Immigration. Tofino Immigration, please. He said Canada awaits you, so please let's go to Canada.
But 2021 is their year, so let them get started on this.
All right, bro. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for having me on the show, and we'll see you tomorrow at 9.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, have a good day. Bye.
All right, guys. It was great to have all of you on the show today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's a Canada Immigration Cafe with Best. I'll go for it. I'll see you tomorrow. Get your brothers and sisters wherever they are. Let's come on again tomorrow. So tomorrow before you go and party, let's have a 9 p.m. conversation. Let's talk, while you're partying, know that next year you feel jackpot, So thank you guys for hanging.